All right, everybody, buckle up. Today's lineup is stacked. We got James Gunn has finally broken his silence on DC's future. Marvel is celebrating Avengers number 800 in a huge way. And Jason Aaron's is talking about the Turtles, taking the Turtles into a dark new place. And yeah, Godzilla is dying again. But wait until you hear how. Plus, we got G.I. Joe and Transformers. They're joining forces. Marvel is launching a new retro beat 'em up game, and the collector market is on fire. You don't want to miss a second of this one. And hey, everybody, welcome to Comic Issues Daily. I'm Bryant, and this is where we're going to break down everything happening across the world of comics, movies, TV, toys, and games, all before the ink even dries. Let's dive into it. All right, today's first story we got for you is a milestone. Uh, it's really big. Earth's mightiest heroes are about to hit a major milestone. Avengers number 800. This is reported by David Brooks. Is reporting that their anniversary issue, technically Avengers issue number 34, in the current run is dropping in January, with the sales date listed as December 3rd. This is a grand finale to Jed MacKay's whole Avengers era. MacKay and artist Farhad Karami are wrapping up years of storyline with an arc called the Myriad Endgame. The Myriad Endgame. We're finally getting answers about the Impossible City and the massive battle between Kang and Myriad across space and time. Marvel's going all out to celebrate, bringing in legendary creators for special backup stories and wraparound connecting covers from superstar Russell Dodderman. He says he was inspired by the Jim Lee classic X-Men lineup and the legendary George Perez. This connecting cover run across issues 34 through 36 and unite 60 years of Avengers history. So if you're an Avengers fan, you already know this one. This is one to pre-order. And smash that like button if you're hyped for Avengers 800, and tell me who you want to see return in the milestone issue. And speaking of smashing, Tyler Kirkham is about to deliver some serious damage of his own. Good morning, Brian. Now, this is a wild one. Tyler Kirkham, the guy who's worked on Green Lantern and Amazing Spider-Man, is back with a brand new creator-owned series called Final Boss. And it's basically Berserker meets DC KO. We got Jesse Shadim over at IGM saying that Kirkman calls it the drama, the death, and the violence you've been waiting for. The story follows Tommy Brazin, a fighter for hire who's trying to go straight, but his past just won't let him. It's gritty, bloody, and over the top in all the right ways. Kirkham is doing the writing and art himself with contribution from F.N. Noor and David Miller. And get this, Final Boss number 1 drops November 19th with a ridiculous number of variant covers from Ryan Otley, V. Ken Moran, Jay Lee, and Kirkham himself. If you're into high octane, no hold bar action, let me know if you're pre-ordering Final Boss number 1. And then from the world of ultra violence to a different kind of universe chaos, DC just rewrote its own history. All right, DC fans, this is the big one. The new history of the DC universe, number 4 by Mark Waid, officially ties together the Watchmen, Wildstorm, and the Absolute Universe. Rich Johnson over at bleedingcool.com says Dr. Manhattan is revealed as the key force behind the modern DC timeline, even responsible for triggering the events that created the New 52. It covers the fallout from Doomsday Clock, Wally West discovering the comedian's button, and even death metal, where Batman Who Laughs takes over Manhattan's body. It's wild. Then we got the Wildstorm universe is finally getting its proper due, showcasing the war between the Demonites and the Cherubins, and the Absolute Universe gets officially recognized as a parallel ultimate world. The whole thing's narrated by Barry Allen and even teases the Legion of Superheroes returning with Joshua Williamson stepping in alongside Wade's blessing. How do you feel about Dr. Manhattan being the architect of the DCU? Does it make things cooler or just way more confusing? Hit the like and drop your take below. And then while we're talking about DC, let's talk about the man that is steering the ship in the DC cinematic universe, and that is James Gunn. So here's the big Hollywood shakeup. Warner Brothers Discovery might be up for sale, and that's got everyone wondering what is going to happen to James Gunn and Peter Safran over at the DC studios. Daniel Klisman from Comic Book Movie reports that Gunn actually spoke about this during an interview with Boba Talks on YouTube. When asked how far his plans extend beyond Man of Tomorrow, he said, "Yes, they definitely go significantly further. Whether or not that'll be with me, that's able to fulfill that promise depends on a lot of things." That's basically Gunn saying, "Yeah, I've got a long-term plan, but ownership changes could change everything." No confirmation he's leaving, but let's be real. If Warner Brothers Discovery changes hands, new executives usually bring in their own people. For now, no sale is finalized, but the DCU stability definitely feels a little shaky. What do you think if Gunn's out, or what do you think happens if Gunn's out? Drop your predictions for the Warner Brothers Discovery sale below and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on the fallout. Now let's move from one universe in flux to another, and this next one's got shells, swords, and Shredder. Cowabunga dudes, Jason Aaron's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle run just got a darker emotional twist. Brian Corwin at CBR revealed that the new Library Edition collects the first 6 issues plus a prelude called Long Way From Home. And it includes Aaron's original series outline from 2023. 2 sections of that outline are redacted, so you know major twists that are coming. The story sees the turtles scattered across the globe. Raphael's in prison. Michelangelo's a TV star in Tokyo. Leonardo's on a peace-finding journey, and Donatello is trapped in a mutant zoo fighting for rich people's entertainment. Artists Joel Jones and Raphael Alquardi, I am terrible with names, Cliff Chang, and Juan Ferreira all contribute with 2 million copies sold in 2024. This thing is as a phenom. Which turtle storyline hits you the hardest? Raph in prison or Donnie in the cage? Drop it in the chat. And then from the sewer battles to Cybertron showdowns, let's talk Transformers and G.I. Joe. So what are the 2 most phrases that I remember from back when I was a kid on the cartoons was Yo Joe and Roll Out. The Energon universe just keeps growing. And according to John Dodge from CBR, Skybound and Image are expanding their shared universe with G.I. Joe. With G.I. Joe #1, written by Joshua Williamson and art by Tom Riley, and colors by Jordi Bellera. It launches November 13th and features all your favorite Duke, Cobra, Commander, Baroness, Tomex, Xanax, and Dextro. The Void Rival series that kicked this off is already on its 10th printing, and Skybound's launching a Choose Your Side ad campaign where fans can pledge allegiance to G.I. Joe or Cobra and even get featured in the comic ad page. This universe is turning into one of the coolest shared worlds in comics right now. So which side are you on, G.I. Joe or Cobra? Drop in the comments and mark November 13th for G.I. Joe #1. Somehow I think G.I. Joe #1's already come out, so I really apologize if I screwed this one up. Let me check my calendar. Yeah, I think I'm a year off on this one. I really messed that one up. Sorry, guys. Now let's try some other more current news. This one's about a Marvel game. Marvel's going old school in the best way possible. Marvel Comic Invasion is coming from the Mutant and Tribute Games, and it's a full-blown retro beat 'em up. It launches December 1st of 2025 and throws players into the middle of Annihilation wave. You play across the galaxy as 15 playable heroes, including Nova, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Captain America, and Phyla Val. You can fight solo or team up online with drop-in multiplayer. And from the streets of New York all the way to the negative zone. And yes, Annihilus is back, screaming that the cosmos must fall so that I might live. You can practically hear it already. So who's your dream starting lineup for this one? Drop your top 3 Marvel heroes below. And then, speaking of larger than life battles, it's time for one of the biggest deaths in comics, and quite literally. Uh, yep, you heard that right. Godzilla is dying. First Comic News reports that Godzilla #6 from IDW by writer Tim Seeley will feature the death of the King of Monsters, wrapping up the first arc of the Kaii era. This January, editor Jack Williams called it an insane way to end Arc 1. The legendary artist Dan Jurgens is even doing a Death to Superman style homage. Toho apparently gave IDW the green light to kill Godzilla only 6 issues in, which says a lot about their faith in this team. But don't freak out because it's comics, because in Godzilla #7, Seeley and artist Hendy Prosty are bringing him back as Kaiji Energy Godzilla, his most powerful form yet. Do you think Godzilla is really gone for good? Probably not. Or is this just round 1? Let me know, and don't forget to pre-order issue #6 by November 24th. And after death, sometimes comes choices, especially in Night City. All right, Dark Horse Comics just dropped the first look at Night City from Berserker co-writer Matt Kindt and Stray Bullets creator David Lappin. Matt Morrison over at Superhero Hype says the 3-issue miniseries dives into the mental toll of heroism, following a superhero who's the ultimate protector by day, but dreams of a powerless, normal life at night. It's driving him to the edge, and he has to decide, save the world or save himself. Lappin calls it familiar, yet completely sideways, and Kindt even handles colors himself, with Joshua Reed lettering Night City hit shelves February 4th of 2026. Would you give up your power for peace? Vote in the polls and let me know if you're grabbing Night City #1. And by polls, I mean drop a comment, let me know. Now we've hit the big story, and let's see what the market's doing today. All right, so we got the cover price daily shakers report, and the market's pretty much on fire. This got a lot of keys in it today. We're led by some golden age giants and blue chip keys that continue to prove why the classics never fade. The top sale came from Captain America #4 from 1941, which brought in an incredible $9,500 in a CGC 6.0, reaffirming the timeless draw of early Cap issues. And then from there, we got a CGC 7.0 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 is clawing its way to $7,800, showing that Eastman and Laird, black and white phenom, is a powerhouse. And then rounding out the top 3, the ever reliable Incredible Hulk issue #181, the first full appearance of Wolverine, hit $4,860 or $680 in a CGC 8.5 grade, proving that Logan's market muscle hasn't cooled one bit. And then we got Bronze and Silver Age first continuing their momentum with Action Comics #252 from 1959, the debut of Supergirl, and Metallo landing in at $4,500 in a CGC 6.0, while Marvel Spotlight #5, the first appearance of Ghost Rider as Johnny Blaze as Ghost Rider, rode in at $2,650 in a CGC 8.0. And then for the modern collectors out there, we saw Invincible #1, the first appearance of Invincible and a lot of other characters in the Invincible universe, commanded $2,751 in a CGC 9.6, keeping Kirkman's indie juggernaut family in the spotlight. And then we got Amazing Spider-Man #300, one of the most homage covers of comic books from Todd McFarlane, the debut of Eddie Brock as Venom in full, swung in with a $2,625 sale and a CGC 9.8, reminding everyone why Todd McFarlane's symbiote masterpiece remains a slab staple. Lower down the charts, but still rising, we got Incredible Hulk issue #180. The first Wolverine cameo reached $2,220 for a CGC 9.4. And then we got Avengers Assembling in issue #1 from 1963. So for $1,988 in a CGC 2.5. Along with that, swinging in, we got Amazing Spider-Man issue #101 from 1971, the first appearance of Morbius, sold for $1,800 and a CGC 9.4. This is keeping Bronze Age Spidey heat alive. And then collectors, take note. Key first appearances and origin issues are once again leading the charge. Whether you're chasing Golden Age legends or modern milestones, these market moves show there's still plenty of upside across every era. And then for more real-time values, trends, and grade sale tracking, check out coverprice.com. And don't forget to subscribe to I Have Comic Issues for tomorrow's full rundown of the hottest books on the move. And also, just remind everybody, if you don't know already, I don't know where you've been, but October is a Comics Curing Cancer Month, and Comics Curing Cancer is going to have a virtual event this weekend, October 24th to the 26th. They're having multiple live streams across multiple channels on YouTube, where they're going to be raising money to fight cancer, the ultimate supervillain. And here is the schedule of all the shows and live streams that are coming up. So check it out. And just wanted to let everybody know that we have one of our hosts for one of our shows this weekend for Comics Curing Cancer in the chat right now. That is Brian LCS, and he will be hosting a show Saturday morning. So they'll have a lot of great prizes and giveaways. So check out Brian's show Saturday morning to feature or to help support Comics Curing Cancer. Thank you for that, Brian. Also, just want to remind everybody the other live stream that I have every week, usually every week, is Comics Channel Origins, where I meet up with and talk to other comic book YouTube content creators about how they've grown their channel from zero up to where it is now, all the things that they've learned, best practices and things like that they've done to help grow their channel. And we're going to talk about that and share that. So if you are interested in any of that information, you can have it at your disposal. So please check that out. It usually comes out every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. I will not be doing the show this Sunday because I don't want to. I think everybody's going to be YouTubed out a little bit, maybe after the C3 event, but you never know. But I am going to take a week off for myself, so I can enjoy the C3 event. But also, I want to give a big shout out to the sponsor of I Have Comic Issues, and that is Ron's Comic Closet. And if you use code I Have Issues at checkout, you'll get 20% off your first order with Ron. And he has new issues, back issues, collectibles, all the things you're looking for. So check that out, ronscomiccloset.com. And that's it for today's episode of Comic Issues Daily. Thank you for hanging out. Make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss any episodes in the future. I'll see you tomorrow. And until then, I hope all that your issues are comics.